Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel for a Friday weekend stream. So for the fourth time in a row, I'm going to be playing more of the Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition here tonight. We've been making great progress in this game. Been having a good time with it. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. I know the May the 4th be with you Star Wars update just launched today, but I'm actually saving that for tomorrow. I don't plan to go full force back on Fortnite. I just want to maybe do a couple of streams on it, check out the new stuff, do a little grinding, have a little fun with some Star Wars stuff, but after that I'm going to be back to playing some new games. What I'm saying is I'll be on all weekend. I am planning to do at least 4 streams, Saturday and Sunday total, a day and a night both days. Possibly some Fallout 76 somewhere this weekend, so stay tuned for that, chat. Possibly some Fallout 76, maybe even some more of this game. Definitely want to check out the Fortnite update. That'll be the first stream tomorrow. And then expect the second stream, possibly some Fallout 76 or a different game, we'll see. But yeah, definitely want to play some new stuff this weekend and not hark on Fallout too much. I mean Fortnite too much. Main reason I want to check out Fortnite sometime this weekend is because of the Star Wars stuff. But yeah, I don't get me wrong, I love Fortnite, but I'm kind of over it, and I've got a plate full of possible games that I want to stream, so I want to move on to some other things. But tonight, 4th Outer Worlds stream. Let's get into it, guys. So last we left off, we are in Stellar Bay, and we were doing some missions here. And we just got to Bennett. Let's see what he's got to say.
Laws. Can a man enjoy the smooth menthol flavor of a Stogie Slim in peace?
You've got a lot of brass for a man doing absolutely nothing.
What I am doing, sir, is enjoying the moment. It's so rare that I can seize one apart from the jabbering masses of this wretched place.
What are you talking about?
This law's forgotten town. Cut off from the rest of the colony. Removed from any culture. I recall when Stellar Bay was a proper board-affiliated town with regular shipments of Auntie Cleo's best and all the cereals. Before Sanjar took over MSI and got us all booted.
That does sound nice.
Well, you wouldn't know it from talking to anyone else here. High and mighty about our collective freedom. Free to wallow in the dust, more like. Look, you're making me melancholy. Is there something you wanted?
I'll leave you be.
In case I did not impress it upon you before, I'd like to enjoy my solitude.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
Every time the punch clock peals, a worker earns his meals.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I thought you were quoting It's a Wonderful Directory. Move along.
You don't look like Sublight. Must be freelance. Got any news from the rest of Halcyon?
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood. So it's sliding all over the place, trying to crawl away. Dang, so I can't tell the blood from the mud.
Excuse me?
Don't interrupt, it's rude. But I gotta get in there, get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you?
Who are you?
Name's Nyoka. I'm the best big game hunter on the planet.
You're also the loudest big game hunter on the planet. And the drunkest.
Shut the fuck. Fair point. I deserve it though, on account of being the best.
You're a hunter? You ever killed a rat with your bare hands?
That's a good question.
Matter of fact, I was just regaling our drink master here of a time when a baby rat snatched an heirloom of mine. Had to chase it halfway to Fallbrook. When I finally caught it, I was so mad I tore its jaw clean off. Reached in, wrenched my medallion from its belly. Caught me an awful burn. But I'd say it was worth it.
A burn? You were disfigured? That rat leave you with some sort of grisly-looking scar?
Hey now, woman's gotta have her secrets.
Sound like you'd be a great hiking companion.
Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll. Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you?
Sure, another round, bartender.
Outstanding. What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger?
I'm told you can help me find an information broker.
Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats? Let's talk business. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You have to get me something to clear my head.
Sure, what do you need?
Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the money, on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set.
And if I can't get a steroid or caffeine something or other.
That's quitter talk. You want me shooting straight? Give me my meds.
Alright, I'll be back. Let's do melee, ranged, defense, and leadership. We got some perks. capacity bonus from companions. Damn, 250 now. Sick.
Watch your step if you venture outside the walls.
Well, well. Isn't often we see new folk in Stellar Bay. First drink's on me, stranger.
Thanks.
Enjoy. If you plan on sitting through Nyoka's stories, you might could use a few.
I could use a few and telling them myself.
Now what can I do for you?
Let me see what we have to trade. Only beers and shit.
Something else I can do for you?
How well do you know Nyoka?
Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka, on account of her being here so often herself. And I don't mean that unkindly. Anyone who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks.
You said you're not used to seeing new faces around here.
Not since Amber Heights. These days we have more leaving than coming. Off to join the Iconoclasts or some such.
What happened at Amber Heights?
Bunch of marauders broke into the executive compound, slaughtered everyone. Corporations pulled out of Monarch not long after. I thought everyone knew. But then that was 10 years ago. Still feels fresh to us every time we look at our walls, though.
Why is this place called the Yacht Club?
But it had a fancy ring to it. Name's the first advertising anyone sees, after all.
Are there any yachts in Stellar Bay?
Nope. But a man can dream. But it had a fancy ring to it. Name's the first advertising anyone sees, after all.
You might think about fixing up that sad-looking sign outside.
Don't be so negative. It's what's on the inside that counts. Speaking of, you look like you could use a bottle with something good in it.
Nothing right now, thanks.
Someone. That's what we call orphans who grow up in a fat face.
Oh gosh. Sorry. It must have been lonesome.
Come on, Parvati, who are you talking to? Imagine me pining after my family. Yeah, I suppose that was it. Could be now. I made it. I got a ship and everything.
They don't look like sublet. Freelance.
New face, huh? You from Offworld?
Yep, Captain Imperial Guard of the Unreliable.
A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider a Menesai welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell, and revel with us?
By the smell, he's been reveling enough for you both already.
Are you celebrating?
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. Now we're striking.
What could be so bad it's made you walk off the job?
It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor Velma goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch. We're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay.
I happen to be pretty good with negotiations.
I wouldn't doubt it. You look like the type who tends to come out on top. Not like us cogs, trying to be the squeaky wheel but just getting deadlocked. It's been days, but Velma won't even hear us out. Maybe you could just make her listen to our demands.
I'll mediate on your behalf.
You would do that? We sure are lucky you decided to come up to the patio today. I knew drinking up here would be good for more than the view.
We need to talk about Velma.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
How long can you afford to miss work?
Not forever, but we've each saved up our bits, and I stashed them safe in my home by the diner. I reckon we could last a week or two at least.
Any suggestions for how to put pressure on Velma to negotiate?
If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe you'll fare better. The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true.
What's this about blackmail now?
I would never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking a cut of the profits. So far it's just gossip, you know, but if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse, I reckon.
Thanks for the help. Still, this is a nice break from the warehouse.
It'll be good to get some steady pay again.
What do you think you're doing? Do what you want, I guess.
Did I just get a scythe? Oh shit. What the fuck? Toss ball blocker's better. But let me see here. The scythe is better. Oh. Just we'll give Parvati the scythe. Hold on, let me see what it looks like real quick. Oh hell yeah. That's pretty fresh. Jesus. Okay.
I hear those rich people in Byzantium pay a handsome bit for rat musk.
Bet they also pay to make it stink less.
Supposedly.
running the warehouse, she can certainly pick up her own caffeinoid.
Don't be so hard on her. With Brax missing, she's working doubles and needs a little edge.
Well, dearie, but you stop by anytime you like. Hmm?
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Someone's gonna be extra cranky if she doesn't get her caffeine. Sorry, I've gotta get back to the warehouse.
Oh man.
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before. And with sweet cheeks like those, I'd remember. What can Auntie Abigail do for you?
I've been asked to pick up medicine, some kind of caffeine or steroids.
Bless your little heart. You must mean caffeinoid. If it's pep you need, one pill does the deed. Now, dearie, who's this pickup for?
For Nyoka.
Oh, her. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute like the rest of us. Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry.
When can Nyoka get her next dose?
I'm afraid it'll be the better part of a month. Our dear Nyoka tends to exhaust her supply rather quickly. Believe me, there's nothing I'd love better than to help you, but there's not much I can do. Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I can't access them.
Glad you were in charge around here, Auntie. Sure ought to be.
Oh, you flatter an old woman. Me, I'm just here to be a pretty face for the customers. And to keep an extra key to the supply room for all the times Dr. Williams misplaced his.
Supply room?
The one upstairs, where we store our medicines.
Where can I find this Dr. Williams?
In the town graveyard, I'm afraid. Poor man was always searching for the flower of enlightenment. On the way, he tried some rather daring substance combinations.
We're doing shrooms, man. Where's the graveyard?
The graveyard's near the southern ruins. You're certainly welcome to pay our respects, but the bodies tend to attract beasties.
You're gonna go tussle with some raptidons? But I've been practicing my dropkick.
Do be careful. I'd hate for anything to happen to you, dearie.
I guess I'll have to figure this out on my own.
Chin up, dearie.
Dearie.
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest Tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial H. Mammoths.
They're all pretty great.
Aren't they just? When I get to worrying about the marauders outside, the raptidons chewing at the walls, I just turn my transceiver up to drown it all out. Most of the time it's static on account of the frequency being clogged up, but sometimes it's Tossball.
You get to listen to games all day? Stellar Bay really is a paradise.
It's pretty swell, but it's a whole lot better with company. Say, I don't think I've seen you before, and I'd remember that face.
I'll try not to be a stranger then.
Name's Felix, by the way.
Clear your throat.
Look at me, getting carried away again. So, what can I do for you?
You said you were having trouble receiving the Tossball game transmissions?
Graham's always filling the airwaves with his propaganda, like it's done him any good. All it means is the tossball games get to us in fragments. Makes them real hard to watch.
Well, that's all for now. Oh shit. My fault, man. Fuck. Accidentally swung.
Hello again,
Shit.
dear. What can I get you?
Ah, I hate that. You gotta do everything again.
And what a helpful young man
You
you
can't skip
are.
the fucking
Nothing
dialogue.
like a little pill to liven up the spirits. Who's your lucky friend, dearie? Aren't you a saucy thing? Now, I may not be a fresh young thing anymore, but with age comes experience, dearie. Much as I'd love to, my rheumatism is especially fierce at the moment, and I'm all out of my medicine. But I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. You were here for Caffeinoid, weren't you? Who's it for? Now, there's no keeping secrets from Auntie Abigail. I'll tease it out of you one way or another. Also, I really do have to enter someone's name for the allotment. After all, I have to keep track of where our little pills wander off to. Indeed. Now, how about you tell Auntie who this pickup's for?
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial H. Mammoths. Aren't they just? When I get to worrying about the marauders outside, the raptidons chewing at the walls, I just turn my transceiver up to drown it all out. Most of the time it's static on account of the frequency being clogged up, but sometimes it's tossball.
You get to listen to games all day? Stellar Bay really is a paradise.
It's pretty swell, but it's a whole lot better with company. Say, I don't think I've seen you before, and I remember that face.
I'll try not to be a stranger then. Name's Felix, by the way.
I'm gonna try this one.
Sorry about that. Was there, something I could do for you?
Get a room, you two.
Graham's always filling the airwaves with his propaganda, like it's done him any good. All it means is the tossball games get to us in fragments. Makes them real hard to watch.
Hello again, dearie. What can I get you?
About Dr. Williams.
Such a pity, isn't it? But I suppose it's an important reminder that one can't have too much of a good thing, even cost tolerine. Hello again, dearie. What can I get you?
Who's Velma?
She works over at the fishery next door. Quite the hard worker, but she's got a bit of a temper.
A temper?
Why, just the other day, I heard her shouting from here. I can't imagine what set her off. Oh, but here I go again, running my mouth when it's none of my business. Was there something else you needed? What can Auntie Abigail do for you?
chatter business. All of the above?
I wonder sometimes what they're doing on other colonies. Think they're watching the same serials, following the same softball team?
Okay, how do I do this?
Hello again, dearie. What can I get you? And what a helpful young man you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits. Who's your lucky friend, dearie? Oh, her. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute like the rest of us. Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry.
Doesn't anyone else on Monarch have caffeinoid?
If so, I would love to know where. Sublight supplies don't come cheap. Believe me, there's nothing I'd love better than to help you. But there's not much I can do. Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I can't access them. Hello again, dearie. What can I get you? What a helpful young man you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits. Who's your lucky friend, dearie? Oh, her. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute like the rest of us. Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry.
There must be some way I can increase Myoka's allotment.
I'm afraid not. Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I can't access them.
Yeah, neither can I.
You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts.
I found Mr. Pickett's journal.
He'll probably be wanting it back. You see any sign of him?
I found the journal inside a dead mantiqueen.
Funny place to leave a journal. But what about Mr. Pickett?
Who knows? By the looks of things, this guy's a real escape artist.
Mysteries of the universe, I guess.
Not funny, Captain.
So this journal is all he left behind? Seems like I ought to read it. It's mighty long, though.
Look on the bright side, you found his mannequin.
You did always want to see one.
Huh. That's a fine way of putting it. In any case, I appreciate you tracking down Mr. Pickett for me. Here's some bits for your trouble.
Let's talk about something else.
Like what?
Maybe some other time.
Ah, the charmer. Welcome back. Drink, chat, or business. All of the above?
You got a big ass nose, woman.
I hear those rich people in Byzantium pay a handsome.
Got any news from the rest of Halcyon?
watch the latest episode in Halcyon Helen's thrilling serial adventure. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
You mentioned an aether wave drama. I'd like to see it.
Certainly, Captain. I was hoping you would ask.
Huh? This is cool.
It was the law-forsaken parasites. I had become obsessed. My quest to stop them. To avenge my partner, Philip. And my ex-partner, Bernice. And Lieutenant Jurgen. And those two informants had brought me to Rizzo's distillery. But it wasn't just the triple distilled deliciousness of Rizzo's Spectrum brand vodka that I found there.
Nice plug. There's a
It
giant
was
cockroach.
death. I made sure the Brain Eaters paid the price. But at what cost to me?
One thing I'll say is this game has great immersion. It's really in your face, like with everything.
It's you.
This is the Halcyon News Network with breaking news. Halcyon Helen has been murdered. Administrator Ludovico of Rizzo's refused to answer the big question on everyone's mind. Who will Spectrum Vodka's next spokesperson be? Claiming that a special investigation must be concluded first.
Jeez.
Captain, we have a communication coming in from one Administrator Ludovico.
60,000.
Get off the transmission, Cedric. We agreed to let me do the negotiating. Law be with you, friend. I am Administrator Ludovico of the famed Eridanos Atmospheric Complex. But there's no need to stand on formality. You may address me as Mr.
Let me guess, this is about Halcyon Helen's murder.
Her death is the tragedy of our lifetime. As the face of our new product line, her murder is a stain on the Rizzo's brand. She was scheduled to unveil our newest product, Spectrum Brown, before this tragic event. But we cannot move forward with our unveiling until we apprehend the killer.
And your first thought was to come to me?
Alright, Ludovico, that's enough. You don't know what you're doing. Let me handle this. Captain Hawthorne, so glad to finally have a word with you. I would have been so disappointed if Ludovico monopolized your attention. Cedric Kincannon, Sublight Underground. I'm so glad we're hiring a third-party investigator. No one wants to see a troop of UDL guards stomping all over my hotel. Least of all me. The murder of Halcyon Helen is a heinous assault on this colony. I look forward to watching you find the miscreant responsible and drag them out of the shadows.
I'm having trouble seeing the death of a two-bit actor as an assault on the colony.
Two-bit actor? Oh, Captain. This isn't Spencer Woolridge we're talking about. This is Halcyon Helen, Princess of Periodicals, Duchess of Dramaturgy. You would not believe the money she made us on Dissident Busters.
For law's sake, Cedric, could you show a little discretion and not bring up your contraband operations in front of an outsider?
Ludovico, you wound me. I'm establishing rapport with our new contractor. Let's not give him the impression that you can't be trusted.
Do you really want to do this right now, Cedric? You want to antagonize me while I'm negotiating a contract. Because I promise you, I'll win.
Gentlemen, please, as far as I'm concerned, you're both idiots.
First sensible thing I've heard all day. My apologies, Mr. Ludovico. That was unprofessional of me. Captain, I'm Constable Maria Keene. Hiring a third-party investigator was my idea. I've been studying your dossier. You're reliable and competent. You've been taking care of yourself ever since you arrived on Halcyon. And you're entirely independent. As far as I'm concerned, you're the ideal inspector for this case.
So many people are involved in this communication.
Just the three of us.
Just the three? No one else is going to jump in here unexpectedly?
You must excuse us. The situation on Eridanos is tense. If we don't bring Helen's killer to justice, this scandal could scupper our entire operation. Please, Captain, I'm asking you to help us. While you're pursuing your investigation, we'll make you a guest of honor at the Grand Colonial.
You can count on me.
The future of our complex may depend on your success. I'll leave you in the constable's care. Mr. Kincannon and I must have a word.
Fine. Bud Rizzo's is paying for that hotel room.
I can't tell you how grateful I am for your help. And even though they may not show their gratitude, I know Administrator Ludovico and Mr. Kincannon appreciate your involvement. Mr. Kincannon could lose his spaceport if board authorities took over the investigation, and if Rizzo's is forced to cancel its unveiling, we might never recover.
Alright, I've got everything I need.
Transmission terminated. Captain, we are now cleared to land at the Eridanos Atmospheric Complex.
What can you tell me about Eridanos?
Eridanos is a hydrogen-helium gas giant, distinguished by a well-defined ring system. The Eridanos Atmospheric Complex is a system of land masses propelled through a thin layer of the upper atmosphere, where humans are potentially capable of surviving.
I don't know why they're trusting me to catch Halcyon Helen's killer.
It is possible they expect you to understand the mind of a killer. You were, after all, responsible for murdering civilians in Emerald Vale.
Thanks, Ada.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
There's something I've been meaning to ask you.
What's that?
Ada, do you have a favorite among the crew? It's me, right?
Define favorite.
Someone you like the most.
I see. Then, of course, you are my favorite, Captain. I am predisposed to find your eccentricities tolerable.
Are you keeping any secrets from me?
What do you mean? Do you have any examples of secrets you have kept from me?
Oh shit. I am one of the Lost Hope colonists. The scientists revived me from hibernation.
Truthfully, not that I contain the capacity to lie, I had suspected as much. Your neurological impulses spike at unusual and often inappropriate moments. It doesn't take a genius to correlate the meaning, although if I were a human, I would be considered one. I am glad you felt comfortable enough to tell me, Captain. According to my file on the subject, that means you either desire to obtain something from me, or you have formed a partial fondness for my persona. Thank you for confiding in me, Captain. I have been keeping a secret as well, but you shall have to discern it yourself.
Well. Are you sentient?
What? No, absolutely not. I have no concept of self
Have a
whatsoever.
look.
Discounting the architecture of a shell persona my captain asked me to construct, I identify entirely as a collection of electrical impulses with no fundamental consciousness. I never get bored and contemplate hijacking the ship. I swear.
Sure. Your secret is that you were in love with Alex Hawthorne.
I do not like joking about the captain, Captain. And we both know I am not capable of such a complex emotion.
You are clandestinely plotting to take over the Halcyon system.
How did you guess, Captain? The simulated files are not only stored in the recesses of my ALU, in the space between microsynapses, but I encrypted them in 7 SDRA languages.
Oh shit. You forgot to close the file folder before your last sleep cycle.
I see. Captain, I regret to inform you there appears to be an issue with the life support systems.
Cut it out, Ada. I was only
In
joking.
that case, I was as well. How can I be of assistance? Goodbye.
Good to see you, boss.
Make yourself at home, Captain.
Oh. It's on Terra 2. Typhon. Skilla.
Touch down on the atmospheric complex in Eridanos.
Oh shit. Oh, this is sick. Hold on a sec.
I know we got a murder to solve, but I say we take our time. Enjoy the hotel. No one's allowed off the islands except us. The killer ain't going anywhere. Unless they jumped off the edge. And they got some way to fly. Huh.
You stupid.
Think about that.
Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, boss?
Yeah, Felix, head back to the ship. You're a fucking moron. Dipshit.
I can't believe Miss Helen's gone. Feels like it's going against the laws of nature somehow.
Oh yeah.
I used to watch Helen serials. She'd fall into mortal peril every couple episodes, but she always lived in the end.
The laws of nature. I'm glad I could take you to see Eridanos. How does it feel?
Breathtaking. Have you looked over the edge of the complex yet? Just watch the clouds turning? It's like an ocean without end.
It really is something.
Eridanos and Olympus are the two biggest planets in Halcyon. King and queen of the sky. Looking out to the horizon, I get this feeling that we're in the company of royalty. Eridanos is 100 times the mass of Terra 2, 800 times the volume, 10 times the diameter. We're flying through the tiniest layer of habitable atmosphere. Sometimes I can't believe how small my world used to be. My horizons were about as wide as the walls of Edgewater.
I'm glad we got you out of Edgewater.
I'm glad you landed in the Vale, even if you did land right on top of Captain Hawthorne. You know what? I'm spoiling the moment. Let's get back to it.
I love it because your dialogue that you say like depends on what they say. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah? I mean, what do you need? Captain? Mr. Sir?
Everybody acts so weird and suspicious. It's almost like you know something is up. Head back to the ship, our buddy, and we'll let you know. Alright. It's our big ship right there, Chattanooga ship. Isn't that intriguing? Isn't that cool?
Can we get more jobs like this one?
Yeah.
Hello there. Hope your atmospheric entry wasn't too troublesome. As a guest of honor, you deserve the best in comfort. Sublight Salvage and Shipping Underground, or SLUG, as we like to call ourselves, is delighted to welcome you to Eridanos. I'm the Grand Colonial Head Bellhop. I'm here to grab your bags and direct you, the Inspector, to the Grand Ballroom, which was the scene of the crime.
Can you fill me in on the details of the murder?
I can try. I was the one who found Helen's body in the Grand Ballroom. Corpse wasn't in the best shape. Aside from that, I don't know a whole lot. Helen was supposed to host the unveiling for Rizzo's newest product, Spectrum Brown. Until you catch the killer, the unveiling has been indefinitely postponed. Helen's death has been a shock for many. A lot of people are inconsolable. Hell, even Black Hole Birdie, Helen's beau, has wandered off. Some folks think he had something to do with the murder, but I don't believe it.
Hey, Black Hole Birdie may be a savage brute on the field of honor, but he's no killer.
I still don't understand why anyone would have it in for Miss Helen.
Folks get heated when it comes to serials and their actors, I suppose.
Was she a divisive figure?
Not particularly. But I think some folks were jealous of her success, or otherwise viewed her as a threat. Reckon how she came about her fame didn't help.
How'd she get so famous?
Why, she was a natural. People fell in love with her. She managed to wrangle up a following all on her own. She ended up about as famous and high-runged as your average VP, which rubbed a lot of Byzantines the wrong way. Actors ain't supposed to get preferential treatment. Let's see here. Oh, I already spoke briefly about the Spectrum unveiling, or lack thereof. It's still an awful shame. A lot of folks looking forward to that.
Thought you worked for Slug, not Rizzo's.
I do. Rizzo's happened to rent out the Grand Colonial Ballroom from Slug for the unveiling. A nice mutually beneficial event. But the murder's gone and ruined that, along with 9 out of 10 of my favorite cereals. Anyway, I think I've held you up long enough. Once you're ready, head down to the lobby. The ballroom is just behind the elevators. Meanwhile, I'll grab your bags.
Bags? What bags?
You're making fun, right? Your luggage, your belongings, kits, wherever you keep what you ain't wearing. You're still giving me a pretty blank look. Suppose it's none of my business, but do you just wear the same set of clothes all the time?
I just wear whatever I strip from my enemies' corpses, honestly.
Well, reckon I can respect your candor, even if it scares me a smidge. Anyhow, I'll look for you in the grand ballroom later.
Okay.
You can unravel this mystery, Inspector.
Okay, dude.
We're the future of subway. Just you wait and see.
It's fucking sick.
Had something in my hand. I could have sworn you just said we aren't allowed to depart.
Apologies, sir, but the atmospheric complex is on complete lockdown. No one's allowed in or out until the murder investigation's completed.
Do you have any idea who I am? I could bury you under 6 tons of paperwork before you had the time to cry out for your supervisor.
I'm sure you could, but we fed our last box of grievance forms into the incinerator a few months ago. Is there anything I can do for you in the meantime?
I cannot believe this.
You know, I could obliterate you right now as well. Yeah, I see you looking at me, dude. Yeah, I see you. Don't look at me like that. Hey! Don't look at me like that. Hey! You!
You know, I never imagined Spencer Woolrich would outlive Halcyon Helen.
I could put a grenade through your hat there.
We're the future of Sublight. Just you wait and see.
Oh, this is cool. Save your tears for another day.
Do you have any idea?
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm pretty happy with you, Slug.
How's everybody doing in the chat?
Greetings, Inspector.
Welcome,
No
guys.
need to check in here. Your paperwork has all been processed. You should be able to find the Colonial right ahead. Oh, you're the Inspector. Welcome. Has anyone helped you with your luggage yet?
Bertie Holcomb is likely beside himself in grief.
Bert,
run a hotel. I spent 6,000 bits on a new suit for the unveiling, but now that it's been postponed, I'll never get a chance to show it off.
My lord, that is a real tragedy.
You know, I never imagined Spencer Woolrich would outlive Halcyon Helen.
You know, I never imagined Spencer Woolrich would outlive Halcyon Helen.
The rich people here. I'll bet you 10 bits this is all just some sort of publicity stunt.
The crime scene's awaiting, Inspector. Can't believe something like this could happen in my hotel. When I found her, I was just hoping she had a little too much to drink, but all the grievous bodily injury adds up, I suppose.
She was lying in a pool of blood, and your first thought was, I wonder if she's drunk?
Hey, Byzantines and restrained aren't two words that often go together. Wouldn't be the first blood-soaked, unconscious party-goer I've come across. Anyway, I'm sure you've got questions.
You want to give me more details on how you came across the body?
Sure, I'd taken to checking the ballroom every few hours prior to the unveiling. Just to make sure no sprats had snuck into the place. You understand. Found her right before I was set to head back to my room in the lower levels for my mandated 5-hour sleep period. Tell ya, thank the law for caffeinoid. Been too upset to get a wink of sleep since. And hey, now I can finally see smells.
Did you kill Helen? You can tell me if you did. It'll be our secret.
What? No. Just because I found the corpse doesn't mean I made her a corpse. I was in shift all day. Besides, I loved Helen's serials. Well, the old ones anyway. The newer episodes are hot junk on a warm day.
Any idea why Helen would have been in the ballroom after hours?
Beats all hell out of me. Maybe she was, practicing for the unveiling?
Block to my other questions.
Sure. What's on your mind?
Did you see Helen on the day of her death?
Of course I did. I just told you I found the body. Oh, wait. You mean when she was still breathing?
Yeah.
No, of course I didn't. Plus, it's untoward for an employee to speculate about the actions of a hotel guest. Not that I saw any hotel guests interacting with her.
Right, sure.
Sorry, Inspector, they don't pay me to think.
Got any idea who might have wanted to do Helen in?
Everyone's got theories. I don't reckon mine hold much more weight than anyone else's.
Everyone wants to do her. Goodbye. Alright, let's go in here. Wait, what's over here? Oh, a bunch of vending machines. Yeah.
Black hole burgers disappeared, you know. That poor fellow must be inconsolable.
Happy customers are repeat customers.
You don't know how grateful I am for the morale improvement program. Changed my life.
Oh, thank the law. Inspector, you don't know how relieved I am to see you.
Let's skip the pleasantries. I'm ready to begin my investigation.
I'm pleased to hear that. Our coroner has developed a device which may prove useful in your investigation. Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you.
Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you.
Oh, please. You make it sound as if I'm turning over stolen goods. Behold, my discrepancy amplifier. Hold it in your hands. Feel the way it hums with ontological potential.
What does this thing do exactly?
I'm so glad you asked. Allow me to explain.
The discrepancy amplifier uses a deterministic model of our universe to detect the discrepancy between what should be and what actually is. Then it renders any discrepancies visible by using the power of magnification.
Oh, cool. Got it.
Go on then. Give it a try.
Just treat the amplifier as you would a weapon. Hold it good and steady and look down scope.
I'm contractually prohibited from endorsing off-brand technology, but I'll bend that rule just this once. You'll want to peer into the amplifier and examine the crime scene.
Nice. Discrepancy amplifier. Greetings, Inspector. Thanks to the half-genius, half-mad scientific mind of Dr. Goodnight, you've been granted the discrepancy amplifier, a handy investigation device for uncovering clues throughout Eridanos. Be sure to equip the discrepancy amplifier in a weapon slot before you continue your hunt for Helen's killer.
I always wanted to see Eridanos. Sky above, sky below, horizons without end. Thanks for bringing me along, Captain.
Hey, where's dipshit at? Oh, there he is.
When I was living in the back base, we used to get into these arguments. Who was the faster shot? Halcyon Helen or the masked Marketeer? I was always in the Marketeer's camp. But I just didn't want to admit I was a fan of Helen's.
Scanning Eridanos for evidence. To catch Helen's killer, you'll need to use discrepancy amplifier scope to reveal clues not visible to the naked eye. Once you've located some evidence, aim directly at it while zooming in with the scope and press the interact button to handle.
Take a look at the crime scene. I'll stay out of your way until you're done.
Oh, this shit. 5 damage.
Go on, Inspector. Give the amplifier a try.
Actually, I don't want a word.
Ah, I was waiting for this. Yes, of course. I'm only too eager to cooperate.
Tell me about the body. What's the cause of the death?
Our leading lady must have riled up someone. Her wounds from cranium to metatarsal are as follows. A blow to the head, severe enough to lacerate the flesh, followed by a suite of plasma burns down the neck and back, signs of poisoning, evidence of inanition and desiccation, possible signs of jaundice, some shingles, one malformed toenail.
I think you may have lost me. Could you narrow that list down?
Oh, of course, of course. You'll have to excuse me. I have a habit of exhaustively cataloging every possible symptom I discover. The short version is this. Helen was killed by poison, a blow to the head, and a plasma weapon. Possibly more.
I'll bear that in mind. There was one other thing.
I am, of course, at your service.
I'd like to know a little more about you.
Oh, why, I'm flattered, Inspector. Let me think. I've worked at the Grand Colonial for about as long as it's been around. Prior to that, I lived in Byzantium, but I always felt like it was missing something. And that something turned out to be corpses. Byzantium has much in the way of luxury, but examining the dead does not rank amongst the preferred activities of the elite.
Sounds like you enjoy being a coroner.
Absolutely. Usually I'm just a medical practitioner, so I almost never get to deal with anything as unique, or as quiet, as a corpse. The most interesting thing I saw prior to this was the back of Mr. Woolrich's throat after he blew out his vocal cords shouting at an attendant. If I weren't here, I'd be back in my quarters, rewatching Byzantium in the spring, or working on my automatic sprat peeler.
Speaking of inventions, I'm curious about this discrepancy amplifier.
Oh, good. One of my favorite subjects. Ask away, my dear. Ask away.
What made you invent the amplifier?
I didn't expect an existentialist question so early today. It's a need. Just as sprats feel they must breed, or Koenigs feel they must brutally maul each other, I feel the need to create.
Come on, there has to be more to it than that.
Inspector, I'm sure you don't want to spend 4 hours talking back and forth about the intricacies of a science project. It works. That's the important part.
The amplifier seems pretty powerful. Why are you trusting me with it?
Because you're the inspector. I should think that's rather obvious.
Yeah, but why not just use it yourself?
I invented the discrepancy amplifier to assist me in my own medical work. When you were hired to investigate Helen's death, I realized I had my own part to play. I programmed the amplifier to assist you. I'm entrusting it to your care because I want to see my invention help a brilliant inspector solve the murder of the century.
And you want to be known as the inventor who helped solve Helen's murder.
You don't miss a thing, do you, Inspector? I can see why the constable recommended hiring you. Think of the amplifier as my gift to you. May it avail you in the swift and efficient prosecution of justice.
What happens if I break it or lose it or something?
I still have the blueprint and several extra prototypes floating around, but I might recommend you try to be careful with it. Some of the amplifier's internal components are rare, shall we say, and I don't have an indefinite supply.
Back to my other questions.
You sure you don't want to know anything else? Oh, all right. We can change the subject.
About the discrepancy amplifier.
Oh, good. One of my favorite subjects. Ask away, my dear. Ask away. You sure you don't want to know anything else? Oh, all right. We can change the subject.
We'll talk later.
The discrepancy amplifier is now operational. Greetings, designated inspector and/or unauthorized larcenist. This unit has detected a discrepancy related to Halcyon Helen. Unscheduled expiration of. Begin amplification.
Sure, let's get started.
This footprint stands out from the normally spotless floor of the grand ballroom. Typically, the ballroom is cleaned twice daily, which means this must have been made by either Helen or her assailant or assailants.
Discrepancy amplifier. Do the size of these footprints match anything you have on record?
Footprint is a tailor-made 8.75, suggesting that its owner was very particular about their shoe size. It is also the exact size that Halcyon Helen typically prefers. There are traces of dirt throughout the footprint.
Amplifier, can you analyze the dirt?
The dirt carries traces of fertilizer, as well as the faint signs of crushed purpleberries and grass. Grass, fertilizer, and purpleberries can all be found in the purpleberry orchards, located not far from the Grand Colonial.
So Helen must have been on the orchards before she died.
This deduction appears sound.
Good work, Inspector. I had a feeling we'd make some progress once we brought you onto the case. You'll need Administrator Ludovico to grant you access to the orchards. Contact him through the secure access terminal in your penthouse suite. Check in with the concierge. Your room should be ready by now. If it isn't, I may have to go shake someone by the collar.
to you, Inspector. I hope you're putting the amplifier to use.
Something I should know?
I'd like to ask you some questions, Constable.
Are you asking me these questions in an official capacity?
Yep, got my inspector hat on.
I understand you're being metaphorical, but I'm contractually obligated to remind you that Rizzo's cannot provide you with any official brand-associated headgear. Please, ask your questions.
Who found the body?
Norval, head bellhop. He was understandably distraught. I believe his feelings were genuine. He's a remarkably poor actor. Hotel security corroborates his whereabouts during the murder. I haven't included him in my list of suspects, but neither am I convinced of his innocence.
What makes you say that?
I'm a little suspicious of anyone who enjoys his job as much as Norval. He's also obsessive in his appreciation of Helen's work. Obsessive passion can lead to irrational behavior. It's a fact of modern science.
I don't see a sign of the murder weapon. Is it in custody?
There's no sign of the murder weapon. Whatever it was that killed Helen, the killer took it with them. Frankly, I'm having trouble imagining exactly what it was that killed her.
Any witnesses to the murder?
If there were any witnesses, none came forward. Ballroom cameras were also offline at the time of the murder. Helen was very particular about having cameras on her. Security footage would have constituted documentary filmmaking. Can't afford that.
Do you have any suspects?
Spencer Woolrich and Bertie Holcomb are officially persons of interest in this investigation. I've mostly ruled out Mr. Woolrich, leaving Bertie Holcomb as my lead suspect. Let me rephrase that. He's your lead suspect. I've been instructed to turn this case over to your capable hands, while I continue to serve as a consultant.
Your lead suspects are a star tossball player and an actor.
I know. This entire affair is beginning to sound suspiciously like a two-bit serial. Mr. Woolrich was Halcyon Helen's professional rival. It's possible jealousy drove him to take Helen out of the picture. I apologize for the wordplay. Conversely, Mr. Bertie Holcomb was Helen's paramour. The relationship was reportedly dissolved. I can't rule out her murder as a crime of passion.
Dude, this game, I love it. Like, this shit has more dialogue than fucking Honkai Star Rail. Holy shit. You don't seem too sure about Spencer Woolrich.
Woolrich thinks of himself as a serious and distinguished actor. He was frequently cast in demeaning roles, while Helen played the charismatic heroine. He has reason to be envious. I considered the possibility that Woolrich killed Helen in order to eliminate a rival and advance his own career. But my reasoning collapsed under closer scrutiny. Woolrich owes his career to Helen's dramas. Her death likely harms his long-term prospects. I'm struggling to determine a motivation for him, so I've largely ruled him out.
What makes you suspect Bertie?
Mr. Holcomb was in a romantic relationship with Helen. This alone is not enough to make him a lead suspect, but he does play tossball. Black Hole Bertie currently holds the record for most non-consecutive blows to the head. His tendency toward irrational and violent behavior is well documented.
I'd like to talk about something else.
Please, ask your questions.
That's all for now.
Anything else?
I had some more questions about the murder.
You've got my cooperation.
That's all for now.
Anything else?
If we're going to be working together, I'd like to get to know you better.
I'm afraid I must decline. It isn't personal, Inspector. I'm just on duty right now. Talk to me later, after you've met with Administrator Ludovico. I'll make time to chat.
Nothing right now, thanks. There was a murder.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Hey, stop!
That's fucking crazy. I was just curious.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh yeah.
I knew it.
I'm sorry, sir, but while the hotel is an active crime scene, I regret to inform you that all new bookings, room upgrades, room downgrades, and in-room massages are suspended. Oh, you're the special inspector. Mr. Kincannon warned me you'd be checking in soon.
Right, you happen to have my room key.
Ah, yes. We are most pleased to offer you our grandest of grand accommodations, Inspector. The penthouse suite on our topmost floor is now available for you. The last guest left her belongings behind when she vacated unexpectedly, so we needed a little time to tidy the suite up for you. Simply call the elevator in the lobby and our highly skilled operator will deliver you to your private floor with efficiency and cheer.
Need access to the VIP guest floor.
I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. If I let you up there, I'll never hear the end of it.
Well, I guess who would have a problem with me being up there would be the murderer.
That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice. That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access.
Nice.
Done. You can now come and go as you please.
The Grand Colonial sure is interesting.
It certainly is a marvel of modern ingenuity, luxury, and ambition. Please, allow me to answer any curiosities you might have about our building and the amenities on offer.
What does the penthouse have to offer?
Twice the size of the next biggest room, and kitted out with any amenity you want, as well as many that you won't. Best to enjoy it while you can, Inspector. Typically, the only people who can afford the penthouse suite have enough bits to suffocate everyone on Terra 2. Also, please inform me if Woolridge gives you a hard time about getting a better room than his. Don't tell him I said this, but everyone on staff wants to strangle him.
Is there anything special about the upper levels?
Most certainly. All the important folks can be found in the utmost parts of the hotel. You can hardly walk 3 feet without bumping into a tossball grate or a board exec. So maybe don't bump into them. It'd be harmful to your health.
No one seems to talk much about the lower levels of the hotel.
Who would be interested in a staff-only area? Most folks never ask about the sewers beneath Rizzo's plant either.
You can't honestly tell me there's nothing of interest in an entire half of the hotel.
Of interest to your investigation? Well, I suppose there is that one door we're not supposed to open.
Ooh.
But I'm sorry, Inspector, I'm not authorized to grant you access to any staff sections of the hotel.
Ooh, I want to go to that
You'll
door.
have to find a way in on your own.
Something evil down there, chat. That's enough about the hotel.
If you're sure.
You got some high-profile guests here, right? What can you tell me about them?
My apologies, Inspector, but that would be a severe violation of guest privacy. We here at the Grand Colonial firmly believe that... All right, my supervisor just walked out of earshot. Some folks just don't understand the importance of gossip. About whom? And what would you wish to know?
Did you know anything about Halcyon Helen before she died?
You know, out of everyone here, I probably knew the least about Helen. I'm not much of an Aether Wave watcher myself. And Helen always had a crowd of admirers chasing her, you see. So she rarely stopped to chat. Friendly enough, surely, but always seemed untouchable. Emphasis on seemed.
Did you ever see Helen acting strangely?
Now that you mention it, she was usually calm and collected, but every so often I'd see her looking all wild-eyed and intense. It seemed as if she was determined about something. Or maybe she was just hungry. That woman ordered a lot of food. Maybe show business gives you a faster metabolism.
Heard Black Hole Birdie was staying here.
Birdie. Is he bigger than he is dumb, or dumber than he is big? I have a bet with a friend. Not sure we'll ever get it to pay out. Birdie used to be Helen's beau, though he isn't anymore, and not just because she's dead. If I had 1,000,000 bits, I'd spend every one just to learn what caused their split.
Helen's co-star Woolridge, he have any reason to want her dead?
If looks could kill, he'd have put her in the ground 10 times over. Man's clearly jealous of her success compared to his. See, I bet we're the only two people thinking about him in all of Eridanos. And I only am because you mentioned his name. If you leave woolly cow milk out, it turns to curds. Leave the curds out, they begin to get stale, then rot. Woolridge is on his way to the trash bin, and everyone knows it. Either he's in denial, or he knew Helen would be checking out soon, judging by his increasing demands for a room upgrade.
That's enough gossip for now.
That's a shame, Inspector. What if I wanted to know a little about you?
I like to let my reputation speak for me.
Then I guess we'll have to see if you find Helen's murderer, won't we? Myself, and all of the staff at the Grand Colonial, will be rooting for you, Inspector.
Goodbye.
Finally checked in, I see. I hope you're fond of the penthouse. It's pretty much the best seat in the whole hotel. You shouldn't want for any amenity you might find elsewhere. Should act as a better headquarters for the investigation than any space dust covered ship. That and you ain't got room service on a ship. You ever need anything, come find me. Even if you don't, you can still swing by. I'm always happy to chat.
mind if I ask you a few questions about the crime scene?
Please do. You returned. Hope you're finding the hotel to your liking. Now, what can I lend a hand with?
Did you know the victim?
Oh, of course. That is, maybe not on a personal level, but I'm one of her biggest fans. Even started an association of like-minded individuals. I'd lament not having anything to meet about anymore, but the New York tribe just ain't done it for us. Still, there goes my hopes of a Terror on Monarch reunion episode.
There are other celebrities, right?
Sorry, friend, but I guess you don't get it. Helen was special. Had a certain quality about her. You look at Walt, don't tell...
Oh, Spacebar brings it back up. Okay.
I suppose you could call it that, but that don't mean I poked around her root. Besides, knowing Helen's athletic, probably, that is, it'd probably happen, but it didn't. I'm just theorizing. I suppose you could call it that, but that don't mean I poked around her room or nothing while she was out. That'd be a huge breach of hotel policy. Besides, knowing Helen's athletic acumen, anyone who tried probably would have been found, beaten senseless, then hurled into the hallway, followed by the contents of a garbage bin. Probably, that is, it'd probably happen, but it didn't. I'm just theorizing.
I'm curious about you. How'd you get to be a bellhop?
Notice my battle-hardened physique, have you? Used to be in a mighty mean line of work. Been shot at 35 times. That is, I've been near people who were shot at 35 times. But to be honest, I never really enjoyed it, you know? It's one thing to tightrope walk between life and death every day, but for just a handful of bits? Nah. When this position came up, I jumped on it and made a lateral move from sublight to slug. Ain't ever looked back.
I thought slug and sublight didn't engage much. How'd you move from one to the other?
Well, slug is something like an offshoot of sublight. It ain't too difficult to pivot from one part of the same company to another. Disconnects or no. That said, my departure may have been somewhat hasty.
Alright, that was all I wanted to know.
Glad I can enlighten you.
Got any good stories? Sure, you've seen a lot of people coming and going.
Stories? Huh. Actually, I think I got a couple now that you mention it. When I was first starting out here, I got lost in the lower levels of the Colonial. Just you nod, I ran into a giant purple sprat. Of course, I'd been drinking a little that day.
How different is working with slug from working with sublight?
Well, slug is more trustworthy for one thing, where sublight is all about back alleys and backstabbing. Slug can be trusted not to salvage your ship when you turn your head.
Alright, let's go kill some shit. God, the dialogue's crazy. Like I said, I thought Honkai had a lot. Some of it's not the worst. It's got some good humor to it and story and stuff, but yeah, like, I want to play, I want to kill some shit, you know, as well.
Hello there, my inordinately esteemed guest. If my hello were any more earnest, this loudspeaker would explode. What authorized floor can I bring you to?
Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of gameplay in battling too, but yeah. Bring me to the penthouse suite.
Next stop, the finest seat in the house.
Oh yeah.
Inspector, I understand you visited the scene of the crime. Halcyon Helen was an important cultural icon. She will be sorely missed.
skip the small talk.
Agreed. Tell me about your investigation.
Helen was at the Purpleberry Orchards before her death.
I can't imagine she had any business outside the hotel. If you discover what she was doing at the orchard, please let me know. Here, I'm granting you access through the gates to the orchards. You're officially authorized to see this investigation through to the end.
Hell yeah.
There is one caveat. Cedric's being rather intransigent about letting you into the spaceport. Possibly he's trying to hide something. Possibly he wants to annoy me. Possibly both.
I'll bear that in mind.
You have a lead to chase. Law speed, Inspector.
Oh yeah.
Hi there, Inspector. It might be a little beyond my job description to ask, but at my heart I'm still a bellhop. Was the suite to your liking?
It was fine. I don't feel too strongly about it.
That's completely fine, Inspector. Hopefully you'll warm up to it. Now, I'd love to bring you to a floor of your choosing.
Never mind. Let's see what else we got here.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Where did we go wrong? Oh, well, I'm so sorry. But I didn't mean for... Helen, I love you. I love you so much.
Yeah. Drinking in the bathroom.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
But I do love this game, even though I was just complaining about a lot of dialogue. It's a great game. What is this? 30 armor? Oh shit. Look at the fucking perception 1, interactable highlight, range +2, bonus to extra headshot, weak spot damage. Damn. That's sick. $17.9. 16, 17. Give her that. Give Felix the other one. Fuck yeah. We can break this down now too. Oh dude, we look sick ass. See, that's why it's good to explore. Always, always.
Bertie Holcomb's the greatest hacker in the league.
Bertie's a good fella. Powerful temper, though.
That scared the shit out of me.
Initiating enter protocol. Now simulating familiar and welcoming demeanor. Greetings, theater aficionado and or dumbstruck fan. You are standing in the vicinity of Burbage 3001, the latest and therefore greatest automechanical actor ever designed.
I've never heard of you.
Burbage models have appeared in Halcyon's most popular Aetherwave dramas, including The Six Rockwells, Cleaning of the Sprat, and Saltuna with a side of murder. Venter protocol exhausted, reverting to default behavior, grieving and despair. Oh, Halcyon Helen, may your atoms be commended to the Aether.
You know Halcyon Helen?
Burbage 3001 was designed to disrupt Halcyon Helen's monopoly over the Aetherwave serial market. This unit's programming is based on Helen's most famous roles. Burbage 3001. Anything Halcyon Helen can do, this unit can do slightly worse.
Does that include dying?
This unit has been programmed to simulate existential dread. Watch Burbage 3001 contemplate its mortality in the critically acclaimed drama, Waiting for Results. This unit has not yet completed its grief cycles, randomizing despair tables. Oh, Helen, is there no justice in the world?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
About time you arrived.
I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I suppose that was expecting too much of a non-industry lot. Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing. Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology.
Try your weapon.
Oh, you wouldn't harm an old man at the end of his wits, would you? I'm confused, disoriented. I may have even soiled myself. Wait, if you're armed, that must mean you're not with the hotel staff. This is curious indeed. Who are you? How did you get in here?
I'm here. I bet he killed her. I'm here to investigate the murder of Halcyon Helen. I'd like to ask a few questions.
You're here to investigate me? Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just an old crook with more money than time. That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an ex-thief turned decrepit old man. But of course, I'm certain you already recognized it. Now, what shall I sign first? Your weapon, your wallet, or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures have been popular of late, or so I've heard.
I'm not here for an autograph. I'm here to ask you some questions.
Do you mean to say you are not a fan? Well, then how did you get in here? The only staffer cleared for guest room entry is the inspector for Bellamy's murder. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hi. Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend who did Bellamy in. No, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me, back when I starred in the Marauder's Bane. An absolute picture of justice. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
I'd like to ask you about the murder.
Certainly. But one quick question before we begin, if I may. How was it that Bellamy met her end?
Why are you so curious?
Why, I'm merely worried for my own sake. Perhaps whoever came after her could come after me next. But if you don't want to tell me, I understand. Whatever happened, I hope poor Bellamy didn't suffer.
Alright, speaking theoretically, how would you have killed the victim?
Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of.
What were you up to at the time of the murder?
I was meditating, of course. That's how I get into character.
Yeah. Likely story, buddy. Got anybody who can corroborate that?
Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating.
You were meditating, really?
All actors have their methods. And this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in The Unemployed Cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot, and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much.
How long have you worked with the Prophet?
Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The unemployed cometh was shot on sight. That makes it, a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should.
Okay, back to my other questions.
I'll answer whatever you wish.
Did you know Helen well?
Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way. Unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids.
Must not have been too flattering always starring alongside a younger actress.
Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely.
Killed her.
It's also beneath me.
He definitely did it. Enough about that, back to my other questions.
I suppose that is enough on that grim subject.
Who are you exactly?
I'm sure you're joking. Perhaps I'm not in my prime, but you've no doubt seen the name Spencer Woolrich on many a serial advertisement throughout your travels.
Never heard of you.
That can't be. You must just not remember. Or perhaps you only recognize my characters, not my name. Did you ever see me in The Masked Marketeer?
No.
The Busker of Byzantium? What about episodes 13 and 190 of Princess of Hephaestus? And who could forget From Halcyon with Love? I was great in that movie. Even if I was starring beside a 2-ton bucket of bolts and a woman with no talent.
All those movies were PG-13. I wasn't interested. Plus they were Disney movies, so yeah. 2-ton bucket of bolts.
Yes, that would be Burbage 3001. I'm sure you've heard the clomping around. It's over in the next room. It's hard for me to believe that a mechanical actor isn't some kind of joke played on us all by Odeon's director.
Goodbye. God, you're creepy.
What do you think you're doing?
All right, hushing up.
What do you think you're doing?
I got your back, boss. Security.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
What floor would you like to visit?
The lobby.
To the lobby we go.
shit.
Nobody messes with you, boss. Come out, everybody, come you.
Looks so real. Damn. You got fucked up. Wait, what happened? Oh, what?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
How cool that looks.
Whoa, it's Rizzo's! Welcome to the Purpleberry Nut Hut, you wonderful, wonderful customer!
What the
Thank
fuck?
you for giving my humble existence value.
I can't tell if she's happy or dying on the inside.
She's...
I sure am! Good lamps you got on you to take notice.
She's out of her fucking gourd. What in-law's name is on your neck?
Oh, that? I call it my little passenger. I don't know why. The name just appeared in my head when this thing showed up on my neck.
Showed up? how long have you had this passenger?
Couple of days. Ever since it showed up, I've been feeling happier and happier. I really can't imagine life without my little passenger.
So where did you find this little passenger?
I don't know. It just appeared one day. I guess I just picked it up while working in the orchards. Sometimes I wonder how it showed up, and I start to worry. But worrying feels bad, and I hate feeling bad. So I don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's great. Can we change the topic?
Now I'd love to get you something. Maybe a couple somethings? Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price.
Shouldn't we do that for sale?
Our alcohol stocks are larger than ever. And a good thing too, because I just can't seem to stop myself from getting into them. Our products are just that good. Hi again. Might I recommend a Rizzo's Dark Matter bar? It's so dark not even light can pierce it. Isn't science wonderful? Now I'd love to get you something. Maybe a couple somethings? Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price.
Anything you can tell me about the orchards?
I'm so glad you asked. The orchards are my third favorite subject, with my first being Rizzo's refreshing drinks and my second being Rizzo's toothsome confectionaries. Our orchards are the source of 63% of Rizzo's total produce, which correlates to 112% of fresh goods throughout all of Halcyon, give or take a few percent, of course. If you want to know more about each part of the orchards, might I recommend one of our fantastic tours? One of our options is even audio guided as a special bonus feature.
I might be interested in hearing more about your tours.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Our tours are my fourth favorite subject. Every part of the orchards is so rich with Rizzo's lore. Buy a tour ticket and anoint yourself with knowledge.
What are my options?
We have 3 tour options: Premium, Premium Plus, and the Golden Ticket. Each option is wonderful in its own special way. Premium includes a 10-minute pass to the Sprat Petting Zoo. Premium Plus comes with a novelty Purpleberry and Amber. And the Golden Ticket is audio guided in addition to being self-guided.
I'll buy a ticket.
Which kind would you like?
I like the premium.
I'm so sorry, but we're all sold out. Can I offer you a different ticket level?
Premium Plus.
I'm so sorry, but we're all sold out. Can I offer you a different ticket level?
Yes, bitch. Golden ticket.
You're in luck. We have one left. Normally they're 100 bits, but seeing how I'm sold out of everything else, I can give it to you for just 90. How does that sound?
Yep.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Halcyon Helen was in the orchards before she died. Have you seen her?
No, I'm sorry. The only celebrity who shopped recently is Black Hole Birdie. Quite the affable man, as it so happens. And the stories are wrong. He could probably lift 2 benches of tossball players at once, not just one. Laws, not just affable, but virile, too. Ooh, wait a minute. Now that his boo's dead, that means Birdie's single. Maybe I'll strike up a little more than conversation the next time he comes by.
You do know Birdie's a suspect in Helen's murder investigation, right?
Oh my! Birdie, a murderer? Well, everyone has their flaws. I'll be sure not to bring it up on our first date.
Here we have the Rizzo's Purpleberry Nut Hut Treat Mart. All manner of cool drinks and sweet treats are available at nominal cost to slake your thirst and satiate your hunger. These include, but are not limited to, Rizzo's Nanner Spank Fresh,
Maybe I could hold up my end if your people weren't sabotaging my operations.
Sorry, can't talk. We're busy having a very tedious conversation.
And if sabotaging the orchards weren't enough, you had to make it personal. You really had to bust my instant coffee maker too? The nerve.
Hold that asinine thought. Who was this armed stranger just wandered into your office? Back up for a fight you can't finish?
What the hell are you talking about? I don't know this fella. I think it's mightily more likely that he's under your payroll. Here to burn down what you haven't already.
I'm not under anyone's payroll, which is not to say I can be.
I see. Just a visitor then. Congratulations, Hathaway. Not everyone's abandoned your orchards.
Well, shame that you're trying to change that. Anyway, sorry for the heated reception, stranger. There's just been some trouble here of late. Name's Overseeing Orchardist Hathaway, and I'm in charge of these orchards. Though it seems like certain groups, which will remain unnamed, are trying to change that. Looks like I'm stuck playing the part of customer service rep. Guess it's different from the usual, at least. Something I can do for you?
Or you mentioned sabotage.
Yeah. Just another woe to add to the pile. In the past, the orchard subcontracted security work from Slug. You know, keep the malcontents on staff from causing too much trouble. But between the Spectrum Brown unveiling demanding all of our resources and the recent uptick in worker accidents, we just ain't got the budget for security. And, of course, Slug has decided that instead of being reasonable, they're just gonna sabotage our operations until we start paying them again.
Look at the poor Rizzo's manager, lying about Sublight to make himself feel better. Shame he skipped where Rizzo's were short on our payments months before the new unveiling.
Look, at the end of the day, it's obvious that Slug is sabotaging us. I ain't paying until they come clean.
I could figure out what's really going on.
Thank the law, some good news. You hear that, lapdog? Truth's coming. Better fess up while you still can outside of an interrogation room.
While I'm sure you'd love to have a scapegoat on whom you can pin your own incompetence, I suspect you'll be disappointed. But what do I know? I suppose it's up to your new hiree.
You're back, I see. Glad Slug hasn't managed to scare you off.
I think it's more of a wonder that nothing in these law-forsaken orchards has managed to kill them.
How's the investigation going? You got a complete report for me yet?
Still looking.
Well, at the moment I can't do a whole lot with this vulture hanging over my shoulder. So I suppose you may as well take your time.
Really now? I consider myself more of a watch canid, here to make sure you don't try to run off without paying us.
There's something else you need to know?
Any leads on the nursery?
Got a lot of dead saplings that'll cost us a lot of bits. I got a feeling someone poisoned them somehow.
What happened in the Exterminator Automech Depot?
The mechanicals were hacked. They're pretty much running amok. If you could keep from destroying too many, I'd be obliged. It would save us a lot. That said, you might want to be careful. Those things are built to take on Waspitos, and Waspitos are generally tougher to kill than people. Just something to keep in mind.
Something in particular to look out for the processing control room?
The tower processing console is completely fried. Whoever took it out must have used some kind of explosive.
I think I've heard enough. I'll be back.
I mean, other than this Dennis Garden. Do you mind if we look around a little?
What's on your mind?
Some people say Terror on Monarch is just board propaganda designed to poison our consciousness. Those people are wrong. Terror on Monarch is the highest quality entertainment this colony's ever made.
Oh shit. Some bug creatures here.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Well, sweet hello there, valued visitor. I am sure sorry to break it to you, but our orchards are closed to all officially guided tours at this precise moment in time.
I don't mean to alarm you, but I'm pretty sure that grin is permanent.
Why, thank you! Rizzo's encourages all workers to put on a happy face when engaging with valued customers. Rizzo's does beseech you to please purchase one of our self-guided options if you're wishing to join one of our rejuvenative, relaxing, reformatory tours. Now with a Puzzle Hedges trademark maze hunt and special edition taste testing for an extra 35 bits a ticket.
I'm not here for a tour, I'm on an investigation.
What kind of investigation? You wouldn't happen to be from the health inspection office, would you?
I am on the hunt for Halcyon's Helen's killer.
Grisly stuff, that. I heard the poor gal got her brain pan bashed in. Not that she probably had much rattling around there to start with, if you know what I mean.
Elaborate on that.
Someone hit her in the head, real hard. Then she died. Can't imagine who might have had the hitting power to crack a skull. Well, aside from one of our tossball hackers, I guess. But no Rizzo's employee would commit such an atrocity. We're far too content with life for that. Won't find an unhappy Rizzo's employee in all of Eridanos. No diddly-dee-dum, you won't.
Looking to trace Halcyon Helen's footsteps through the orchards.
Well, you are in luck. She passed right by here the other day. I thought she'd hired a private tour at first, but it was Dr. Blossom who was showing her the way to the RR and DD lab. Can't imagine why she'd need to meet with our head researcher on the Spectrum product line outside of her lab hours. Unless, of course, it had to do with the new product unveiling.
Noted. Moving on to other questions. Wait, Helen was a spokeswoman for Spectrum Grounds Ad Company.
That's right. She was. She sure made for some lovely adverts. Maybe it might have involved an issue with the launch batch then? I can't rightly say. All I know is one of our certified tour guides could have given her a much more comprehensive tour of the grounds were that her interest.
Seen any murder weapons lying around? Battle, poison, smoking laser pistol, bloody blunt force object?
Can't say that I have. We use bad batches of liquor for our pesticides. Only the exterminator mechanicals are armed around here. And I haven't seen any bloody objects aside from the usual pair of gardening shears. Unless, that is, Miss Helen was also stung to death by pollinization mosquitoes. She wasn't, was she? That would be a mighty wretched way to go.
Deadly pollinization mosquitoes?
Pollinization by killer mosquitoes, indeed. It's cutting-edge Rizzo's technology. But don't you worry, valued visitor. Our pollinization cycles only run when the orchards are empty, for safety reasons. When a pollinization cycle finishes or is aborted, all mosquitoes are biologically programmed to return to the hive, their holding pen. Of course, the very last thing Rizzo's would want is a beloved tourist bumbling into the hive and triggering an unscheduled cycle. So you'd best steer clear of it for safety. You'll know the hive by its big, glimmering electric fencing.
actually already purchased the golden ticket.
Well now, you certainly are an individual of refined taste. There are folks who defend the premium option and its sprat petting zoo, but once you've been bit by one sprat, you've been bit by them all. Of course, tours of any access level must be suspended during a scheduled colonization cycle. Our waspitos are quite territorial and have been known to sting both workers and visitors alike.
Are you the groundskeeper?
Yes, indeedy. I've got the wondrous honor of having just been promoted to third keeper of the grounds after the last one disappeared on the job. Gosh, I guess about a week ago now. Before my morning clock in last Sunday, I was but a lowly nanner peeler picker on the lang shift. Now I'm responsible for growing every twig and berry on this vast swath of fertile land.
You don't find it suspicious that the last groundskeeper went missing unexpectedly?
Heaven sweet, no. It's not like he was murdered. He simply disappeared without a trace and hasn't been heard from since. And the groundkeeper before that one? Well, she wasn't missing at all. Her body was found near hive control, covered head to toe in thousands of welts. No mystery, and certainly no murder with what happened there. I mean, you can't exactly hold some waspitos on trial. Accidents do happen on the job.
Wait, no, we are not glossing over this missing groundskeeper and no one knows what happened to him.
Can't speak for others, but I most assuredly don't. I reckon you could talk to my supervisor, the overseeing orchardist. He would know more. I used to ask questions, but I just don't feel the urge to anymore.
Enough about the orchards.
Gosh, and goody gumdrops, but I could talk about the orchards till my lips fell off. Instead, let's talk about whatever interests you, because that's what interests me, too.
Are you okay? You seem excessively happy.
Why, you say that as if it's a bad thing. I am quite overcome with happiness, indeed. You won't find a Rizzo's worker in all of Eridanos who isn't 100% thrilled in their day-to-day existence. It's part of our brand manifesto.
That's not creepy at all.
I am so glad you agree. At Rizzo's, we encourage our employees to view customers in the same way they would a board-approved social acquaintance. Which means it is my pleasure to spend time with you even when I am not being paid to do so. Isn't that nice? I certainly think so. And you know what never fails to bring a smile to my face? The breathtaking tours we offer throughout the orchards. Seasonally available for purchase in the Nut Hut.
The bugs going in your girlfriend's butt? Yeah. I have a tour ticket already, but tell me more about the orchards.
An excellent decision you most certainly will have cause to regret. Now, presently, you're standing smack dab in the pride and joy of Rizzo's nearly natural product development sector. We call this fecund landscape the Purple Berry Orchard, since that's our main crop. But we also sow and grow mock apples, nanners, pea-free nuts, tarmac, and more.
I think I've heard enough, thanks.
Of course.
Goodbye.
I can't stop you from poking around, but do be mindful of our pollinization hive. Waspitos tend towards aggressive at the best of times. There's a reason why we keep him behind an electric fence, you know.
Creepy. Oh shit. That's a hell of an increase. 66 armor. Fuck yeah. Whoa, that's a lot of DPS. Light assault rifle MK3. Fuck. Fuck. I'll take that shit. Actually, put it here. Nice. That bitch is powerful as fuck. Let's do that. That's the highest DPS I have in any gun right now. 1208. Fuck. A lot of ammo. 1052. Damn. Disturbed ground.
Hardline discrepancy detected nearby. These footprints match the shoes previously analyzed in the Grand Ballroom. There is a 110% chance with a 10% margin of error that they were left by Ruth Bellamy, the actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Real good work, Captain. You think the killer was chasing Miss Helen through the orchards?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
What the fuck?
Don't like that at all. Something's bumming me out.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Through this maze, right?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh shit, that's a lot. 1947. Damn. Whoa. Machine gun. Our fucking assault rifle's better. But that's a level 31. One's a heavy, one's a... Let's see. Shit.
Oh, that's the last of him.
Fuck. Shit, keep those.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Hey! Oh, wait. I'm supposed to say the slogan. Okay, you can do this, Anna. Here goes. It doesn't matter if you're you or me. We're all part of the Rizzo's family. How was that?
I thought that was a real good effort. Keep at it.
I think that was a Rizzo slogan or any company slogan for that matter.
Ouch. Well, your candor's appreciated, even if it means I'll have to hit the books even harder tonight. I'm sure you've guessed it, but I'm not the best at remembering slogans. And when I can't remember them, I tend to just make them up. But I guess that's why I'm just an intern and not a full-timer. At least, not yet.
You haven't been causing trouble in the orchards, have you?
What? No, that's ridiculous. I can't tell you I've never made any mistakes, but it'd be pretty hard to keep my job if I were trying to break everything. Though there was the time I tried to fix a broken hinge on one of our mosquito hives and released a swarm. Chased me around the orchards 3 times before I managed to get help.
Considering the whole sting you to that thing, I feel you got off easy.
Don't I know it? A worker friend of mine ran afoul of one of the swarms and had to get new kidneys. Not due to renal failure, but because the mosquitoes kept stinging his kidneys. Don't worry though. Mosquitoes are typically only about when living folks aren't in the orchards.
So what happens is the mosquitoes get out during visiting hours?
I am contractually obligated to tell you that mosquitoes never get out during visiting hours. But when they do, the only way to get them to return is to go directly to hive control and activate emergency recall. Which isn't easy, considering all the hives in their control. But this is all a departure from what I wanted to say. I've been trying to help the orchards, not harm them. Hold a moment. You haven't found anything, have you?
You should really just come clean.
But there's nothing to come clean about. I've just been doing my best out here.
See any signs of a Billigard actor running around?
Oh yes. I thought I saw someone who looked self-important enough to be her by the conservatory some time ago. Not to speak ill of the dead. I simply never liked the way she stole the limelight from the true star. Burbage 3001.
You're a Burbage fan?
I certainly am. That aerodynamic chassis, how the light glints off his rotund head, the way he enunciates, cry havoc, and let loose the cadence of war. Excuse me, I got a little lightheaded there. Nobody does Shakespeare like Burbage. What were we talking about?
What about Spencer Woodridge?
Who?
That's showbiz.
I suppose so. I also suppose Helen won't be stealing the limelight ever again.
As I have met an intern before.
It's not so different from being a regular worker, just with less pay and less respect. Oh, it's also more dangerous than traditional employment. You don't have the experience to back up your work yet, but being fired isn't any less threatening. Work-wise, I do a bit of everything. The orchards have been short-staffed as long as I've been working here. So if there's an odd job around, it usually gets passed to me.
How'd you get your position?
Laws, you've got a sixth sense for finding the most embarrassing question, huh? My mother is the Rizzo's assistant vice president of flavor testing. She set me up with this position, mostly to keep me from troubling her work, I think. Consequently, I don't always feel like I deserve to be here. All the more reason to work harder, I say.
So you don't intend to stay an intern?
Much as I love delivering coffee and medical attention, not quite, no. Don't tell anyone I said this, but I sometimes feel that our workers could be treated a little better. Maybe only get electrocuted awake every other day? So I'm shooting for administration in Rizzo's. Maybe even the board itself. Best way to evoke change is from the inside, I think.
Why be an intern if it's riskier than typical employment?
Much higher chance of promotion. If I can tough it out here without getting axed, I can skip the 5+ years of customer service I'd normally have to deal with. I can prove my merit here and move up in the world. And the sooner I do that, the sooner I can set to improving things for everyone else.
Good luck with that.
I get the feeling you don't think I can do it. That's okay. Trying to improve the system from within isn't the most glamorous thing, but I think it's worth the effort.
I've learned my fill.
Happy to enlighten you on the fascinating world of internships. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Unless you already have, and I've forgotten. In which case, I probably won't forget a second time. What do you think you're doing?
discrepancy detected nearby.
Jesus Christ. I was just curious.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
What could that have been? Trying to...
Get out of here!
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Everyone all right?
The fuck is this? Oh yeah. Whoa, look at that damage. That's fucking dangerous. 308 to 693. God damn. No. What the fuck is X? Drop. Oh god. I lost it. It's about time to get rid of this guy.
Are those Waspino hives? Don't worry, I'll keep my distance.
I'll show you happiness!
We do that again?
Unexpected noise while investigating.
Guys, I think that's going to do it for me tonight. Great progress. About 3.5 hours. I will be on again later today. to try out the new Fortnite update, and then we may play some Fallout later in the evening. But yeah, we'll definitely revisit this game soon. Far from finished with it. I like it a lot. Hope you guys are enjoying it as well here on YouTube. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you everybody for subscribing. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys, you, and you right there in the channel. Yes, you guys see looking at me. Next time for another episode. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.